Shalom to Jack Gindi, one of the leaders of the Syrian Jewish community in Brooklyn.
Boker Tov, Shalom Yoni, nice to be here.
First of all, you're speaking to us from the Arutz Sheva Israel Real Estate Show in New York. What's the significance and meaning of this event?
Well, I think it's a unique opportunity for anyone, Chutz La'aretz, to purchase an apartment, a home, a piece of land in Eretz Israel. It is a special, unique opportunity for the privileged, and I'm blessed to have that opportunity, and I'm glad to be here, and I hope that others will attend as well. It is early in the morning, but so far so good.
And Jack, you just recently visited Israel as part of a Yesha Council delegation. It was a special opportunity.
Sure. So, Yoni, I'll tell you, the media in the United States and around the world, especially social media, will never be able to give you the perspective that we had. And again, it was a unique and special opportunity. American friends of Judea and Samaria, we were on the ground and we were able to see highways, roads, tunnels, bridges, communities side by side. I had an opportunity to meet with people living in peace, both on the Palestinian and Israeli side, and it was really a breathtaking experience and something that I won't soon forget.
What did you learn during your visit?
Great. So having been there and knowing how the land was divided post-Oslo with the areas A, B, and C, knowing that Israel was granted Area C, we were able to see how Bedouins and Arabs are pitching tents in the outskirts of Area C. And the Israeli government is doing nothing about it. They're not taking these tents down. Tents become homes, home becomes buildings. Eventually you have whole neighborhoods in Area C. So, you hear in the media a lot about Jews, Yehudim taking lands from Arabs. I saw none of that. And in fact, on the contrary, we saw Arabs pitching tents in Area C, areas that were designated to Israeli control.
And what will you be telling people about the so-called conflict?
Yoni, it depends how much time I have, but in the short time that we have today, I tell you the following. On our trip, we had the privilege to meet with a factory in the Barkan industrial area, and there we found and met with several Palestinian employees who were in love with their employer, love their job, love the quality of life that the employment provides them. They talked about how they are looking for a better future for their children, and they're not interested in the politics. They're not interested in fighting. They're looking for an economic opportunity for them and their children. And so my takeaway is the following. Post-Oslo, it was clear, A, B, and C. The American Friends of Judea and Samaria and Moatzet Yesha has nothing to do with kicking Arabs out of homes. It is not our interest to go into Jenin or Ramallah. It is focused primarily on the quality of life for both Arabs and Jews in and around Judea and Samaria by building roads, highways, bridges, tunnels. We saw a new tunnel opening between Yerushalayim and the Gush area that's hopefully eventually going to cut the commute for people living in the Gush and working in Yerushalayim from 2 hours to perhaps an hour or even less. And so these are the things that we think the Israeli government can do to help better the lives of both Arabs and Jews in the Judea and Samaria and Jordan Valley area.
Okay, finally, tell us about your community, the Syrian Jewish community of Brooklyn.
Great. So the Syrian Jewish community of Brooklyn is a very insular and special community, a community that I was born into. I'm third generation American. My great-grandfather came here from Halab, from Aleppo, in the early part of the century. I believe it was 1910. The community lives primarily in the Flatbush and Midwood area of Brooklyn. The community is not exclusively Syrian. We have wonderful families from both Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, and the surrounding areas. We're an Orthodox Jewish community of several denominations. We live in peace. We're active in the yeshivot and in the synagogues, and of course in business. And so I'm very proud to call myself a Syrian Jew.
Jack Gindi speaking to us from Arutz Sheva's Israel Real Estate Show in New York. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, Yoni. Thank you.